Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Shift. I'm Eric. Today I have a special guest, bro. This guy, we go way back. He's my brother, you know? I know this guy from way back from the beginning. So sit back, relax. Let's go into this. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Man in the house. So let me ask you, man, what keeps you going? Because these days everyone is different, people, you know? But for you, what keeps you going, man?
Let me say two things, which is one is faith. I believe in God. Once there's life, there's hope. That's one thing people always say. And second thing, now I have a family, which is my son. He's my number one priority in life. So I try so hard to stay alive, so I can make sure I give him the best I can as long as I'm still alive. So those two things are the things that keep me going.
Keeps you going, 100%. Okay, look here. People know you. Some of the boys, some of people like in Australia, people know you, yeah? But who is my guest? Who is...
My name is Abdullah Kamara. That's my real name. And then I got a few other names, which is one that was given to me by a friend. They call me, that's the popular name, Man in the House. And then I got friends back home that call me Lama as well, which is a family middle name, the Lama. So,
are you from Brazil?
No, I'm from...
Okay, let me ask you, yeah? Take me back. The name Man in the House. Yeah, let's start with that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Because me, I know, yeah? But for people out there who don't know, yeah? How did you get the name? How did that name comes about?
I think that was 2008 school days. I think the first time I arrived in Australia, I went to Malvi High School, and then I met a friend, a guy that will become a very good friend. That's also like a brother. His name is James. So he was the first guy I got used to when I get to Australia here, and then he was guiding me because when you go to a school, they will find someone that can speak your language. Says, okay, you help him out so he can understand the school. So me and him keep hanging out. One day, he normally says, oh, let's go to the library. So we keep going there. And then I was like, oh, bro, what are you doing there? And then one day he was like, oh, I can open an account for you. And I was like, what is it? He was like, oh, it's called Bibo. Those days. Now, if you talk about people,
yeah, some kids,
I'm sure these kids that are just born within 2010, they don't understand what is Bibo. So I was like, okay, let me try. And then we decided to open the account. And he was like, oh, okay, what do you want as an email address? And I was like, bro, whatever you can do, I'm fine. So he created the name, says Man in the House at hotmail.com. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. So he made although it's a long word, because it's very, very long, but the way it rhymes, it's very, very smooth. So we created the name after we finished, and then we walked out. This is how the name became popular. We walked out on our way to the station, and then we met one of my friend, Buba. And then Buba was like, oh, James, who is this guy? He says, oh, his name is Man in the House.
So from the library?
Yes. So from the library, and then straight up, the email address becomes my name straight up. So once James told Buba that my name is Man in the House, and then me and Buba would meet each other, and then from there, Buba went and to his friends and to his cousins, says, oh, I saw James from there, the guy, his name Man in the House. And then from there, everywhere now you go,
Man in the House.
So
that's how you got the name.
Yes.
So now you got
Bibo.
So now let me ask you this here. To take us back, where you grew up. I know before you make the big moves. Yeah. So tell us how life was back home before you make the move. Yeah.
Oh.
When you grow up, how life was, what are the challenges down there, bro?
Well, every time I think about my life back home and then the life I'm living now, it's incomparable, bro. Because I feel like living in Australia is a blessing. Because first, I was born in the village. I live in my village. I live in the village for almost half of my lifestyle. I was loving it, and then I moved to the city. When I moved to Freetown first, I feel like...
What village was that?
I was born in a village from Cambia district called Kamba.
Kamba.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I moved to Freetown, I told my mom after a couple of months, I said, I don't like this environment. I feel like this place is not for me. still insist. I says I want to go back to the village because I feel like when I was in my village, everything was there for me. Everything was just bright and beautiful. I don't have to struggle that much. But when I moved to Freetown, for everything I earn, I have to work for it. I have to work for my lunch to go to school in the morning. I have to, after school, I'll come. I have to go sell plastic bags just for me to have lunch in the next day to go to school in the morning. And that same money, that same plastic bag I'm selling, that's where I'll buy my uniform, bags, and I was wearing sandals. That we call in our local language stiletto. I wear stiletto from class 3. The only time I wear a pair of shoes was when I went to sit my NPSC. That's the only time because it was compulsory that you're not allowed to wear stiletto. So I was like, I save up that money every day. I sell my plastic bag, keep that money. So I was able to buy those shoes. I think it was 15,000 was my happiest moment wearing a shoe, going to school. So life was tough. And when I went to Freetown, I live in a slump. I live in the slump anyway. Because when I went first, I live in behind the market in Sanadgon. It's called Kolbia. I believe people that live around there, they know Kolbia. And then from there, the place got burnt. When it got burned down, and then we moved to Kube. So we lived there because things were hard. So my mom was just selling little so you can make a living as well. And then around 2004, and then my brother, that's when my brother was here, my elder brother. So he was here, and then one day, my uncle said, my late auntie, she was like, okay, I have a file for you guys. And then I went there to pick it up. And then when I went first, I was like, okay, what's this? And she was like, you guys need to go study what they write all in there. And I went to me and my sister, me and Asa too, because we were living together by that time. So we studied day, night, so we can be able to understand everything that was written on the whole file. And then around 2005, I went to Guinea. And then
before you moved to Guinea, so how was the struggle in Sierra Leone? Like, I know you said like you have to sell things.
Where was tough.
So tell me about like the struggle. Like, what are the challenges you faced there? How did you cope with that environment, the challenges?
It was really tough. One day I did have to believe that one day I'll travel overseas. That's one thing I've always believed, that my brother is there, my uncle is there. I'm sure he will help me to go there. And then when the fire came, I was excited. I was like, okay, I think this is the right time for me to leave all this struggle. Because sometimes you got to work hard. I sell everything just to live, to have a better, to be able to survive. So we went for the interview, and then after the interview, we went back to Freetown after the interview because we have to wait for a couple of months. So Conakry was very hard as well. There, I cannot do anything because I don't understand the language. So we turned back and then continued also. I think when I went to Freetown, that's the time I moved Kanike, 2005. I moved Kanike. When I moved to Kanike, life was a bit easier because there was a lot of options for me. The option was like, okay, my auntie I live with, she doesn't worry, because by then, forget about school. I says, okay, I'm going to travel overseas, so I don't need to go to school anymore. So I forget about school, and then I was hustling. Kanike, they have a lot of factories, warehouses. So I applied. My late sister that were meant to come together to Australia, the guy that he was seeing, the guy is a supervisor in one of the factory. So he gave me a job there, carrying loads, bags of rice, just to make money. Sometimes for the week, you're going to get paid 70,000, which is pretty much maybe $6. $6. Well, but then $6, 70,000 is a huge money because if you get 70,000 back then, 2005, you probably spend at least maybe $20,000-$30,000 a week, because by then you go buy a plate of rice for 1,000 dirhams, which is you can eat it, satisfied. So it was okay. I feel like, this is good for me, making that much. I stayed there for almost 2.5 years, and then I forget about Australia, coming to Australia. So my mind, after 2 years, it says maybe Australia is not going to work out anymore. So let me just focus, work. And then my younger brother, then that's the time he finished his NPSC. So my dad couldn't afford to send him to school. So I was like, I'll talk to my auntie. I says, okay, can my younger brother come here and live with us? My auntie was like, I don't have a problem. The only thing is, who is going to be responsible for his school fees, his lunch? And I told my auntie, I says, I'll take care of it. That's my first sacrifice I started making for my family. I stopped going to school so my younger brothers can be able to have better education. And then one day, I forget about everything. One day, I came from the store. The moment I got to the house, my auntie was like, you guys need to travel to Conakry tomorrow. And I was like, I told my auntie, I said, auntie, forget about me. I can't go back. I don't want to go and come back. then I leave my job. He was like, no. Unless me as also says, forget it, we're not going. It takes 1 to 2 days. And then my elder brother here, his wife called mommy. She called my auntie. She was like, oh, have they left? My auntie was like, no. They says they're not going. And then mommy says, give Apple the phone, let me talk to Apple. And then she gave me the phone. They gave me the phone. And then I was like, mommy, what happened? She was like, you guys, your visa is out. You guys need to go to Guinea for your orientation. You guys meant to leave end of the year. And I was like, no, are you sure? Because me, I don't want to leave. If I leave here and go, things don't work out, I'll not be happy with you. She was like, no, it's already out. You guys need to go. And then me and I able to convince us or two. Then we left the next morning. And then when we get to Conakry, and then we went to the IAM, I saw our name on the list, and I was like, personally,
How was that smile?
well, when I saw our name, I was like, my sister, we're finally living this lifestyle. We're going to a better life. I was so excited. Every time I go to bed, I dream. The only thing that comes to my mind is like, when I wake up, I should wake up in Australia.
So if you get advice someone, like the kids back home, like, because we know we have people that are struggling, they keep now, just like what you said, things back then to now is different. Yeah. So if you're gonna advise that kid or advise someone, what would you say about the time you spend there, the things that you went through working as a young guy? What would you advise someone?
Things are different now. A lot of things have changed. Lifestyle have changed. Because back then, life was a bit simple. But now, the lifestyle of most the young boys want to live, they want to live high life, expensive lifestyle. And then most of them, they have this mentality now, if I don't smoke or drink, that means I'm not a big boy. And I believe one thing about life, if you want to achieve, you have to be focused. You have to focus on your career or what you want to achieve. If you want to become successful, there are a lot of things that you need to leave behind and focus on what you really want to do. There's this thing that most people now feel entitled to, which is they feel like, oh, if I have someone overseas, maybe my brother there, my uncle there, my auntie there, it's their responsibility to take care of me, whatever I needed. When I was in Sierra Leone, it never comes in my mind. I was just focused on my own. So if you live in Africa, you have someone that live overseas. I believe if the person cannot help you to come here, it's either if you want to get education, ask the person to help you to get an education. If you want to establish a business, focus on it. Because I believe there's in life, wherever you are, you find yourself, if you work hard, you'll make it.
100%, man. What advice, man. So now, talk to me. So now you shift to Australia. So what's that one culture shock for you? Because everyone go through that culture shock, yeah? What's that one thing that stands out for you?
First of all, here, like in Africa, it's compulsory to say hello to people. And then when I came to Australia first, I see sometimes people who come walk past you, they'll come to you, pass by, and then nobody says hello. I'll be like, bro, this country works now. So people don't greet here. And then James was like, well, yeah, everybody's mind their business. So I start feeling like that means people don't expect people. Yeah, there's no culture. And then sometimes you sit on the train, you see the young kids, they sit down, and then the adults, they standing. And then I start listening. Every time I sit down, and then I saw someone that is older than me, I'll get up. I'll tell the person sit down. And sometimes the people, they look at me like this. Okay, so maybe it's from a different culture. And then I feel like this country, it's difficult for us that has that cultural background, and then for them that were born here. So
that's what
it was tough for me to adapt to it.
So what are the things that you did for you to adapt? What are the things that you put in place to say, look, yeah, for me to fit in this culture, I need to do certain things?
First, I start getting used to the lifestyle of Australia because the friends I hang out with, most of them, they came here when they're young. So when I start hanging around with them, and then I get to understand the things they do, how they treat people out there. And then I was like, okay, well, so this is how things happen here. So every time I goes out, I start minding my own business, which is if I go, I get into a train, I'll just sit down and focus on myself. I don't worry about people around me. So I start discovering myself that in this side of the world, you put yourself first. Don't worry about other people. So I start focusing on myself, not to worry about either this person is older than me, or this one is younger than me, or this person need help. Because when we do the orientation, it was something that the teachers, they says, don't just offer help to people if you're not asked to. Because if you try to do it, then if the person call the cops, it's a crime. So I started thinking all of those things. I was like, okay, let me start minding my own business, because this is the life in Australia where it is. You don't worry about other people, worry about yourself.
There's a story, yeah? You told me back then. I want to ask you this, yeah?
Yeah.
There was one time they sent you to go buy something at the shop.
Oh yeah, that was, I think, 2008. We're living in Lakemba.
Yeah.
You know, Lakemba is like Lakemba is the only place that reminds me of Sierra Leone. Because when I came, I love that place. Because every time you go there, it's busy. The shops are always open. People get food at the shops. So one day, my brother's wife was cooking. She was like, "Oh, Abdul, can you go buy fufu for me?" And then I went there. I was running because I wanted to go fast. They just finished cook. I says, "I need to come home and eat." So I run faster. And then the Asian guy asked me, says, "Brother, what do you want?" He says, "Do you have fufu?" And the guy was like, "What is it? What is fufu?" I says, you don't know what is fufu?" The guy says, no. And I was like, okay, let me go check the fridge. So I walked through the fridge. I already seen it when my brother's wife was buying it. So I went through the frozen fridge, and then I keep looking. And then when I pick it up, I look at the name that was written there. It says Greater Cassava. I was like, and then I took it. I went to the guy. I says, "This is what I want." The guy was like, "Oh, it's Greater Cassava, not fufu." And I says, "This is what we call it. It's called fufu in our language." And the guy was just laughing. And I went home. I says, "Mom," "Why don't you tell me that this thing doesn't call fufu in English?" She was like, "I told you know." I says, I says, "This is my first time buying it on my own. In Africa, we know it's fufu, no matter what." I says, "But here, white people, they call it Greater Cassava." And it was a funny thing anyway.
So how was that experience for you, yeah? Like that one experience, yeah? How did you adapt to going to the shops because of that one experience?
After that incident, every time my brother's wife sent me, I'll ask the kids. I says, "This thing, how do you guys call it in English?" Even if it's fruit or whatever, I ask them. So from there, every time I want to go to the shop, if I don't know how to call that thing in English, I'll ask the kids. Because I don't want to go there and start looking funny. Unless if I know what I'm buying, and then I'll just go keep walking around looking. If I saw it, I'll pick it up. It says, "How much for this one?" And then they tell me the price, and then I pay.
Okay, now let me ask you, yeah? Your early stages in Australia, yeah? Like, because you knew you shifted, yeah? How did that made you who you are now?
I think my early stage in Australia, I lived the best part of my life. I enjoy it. I love it. Trust me. If I would love to do anything, I want to go back to do anything from 20 years ago, I would love to go back to that lifestyle and enjoy it one more time. When I start making friends, I feel like I was back home, because things that I was doing with friends, hanging out, having fun. It was amazing. It was the best life of me. But one thing I always understand about life, we all grow. Life is a stage. When you get to that stage, make use of it. That's I always advise young boys, especially sometimes when I'm driving, I'll pick up like 17, 18-year-old kids. They start talking, "Oh, we're just coming out." And then when they're talking about it, I just smile. I says, "You guys need to enjoy it, because once this stage passed, you can't go back to that. So you got to enjoy it." And now I'm an adult. I'm a father and a husband. So my focus is now just family. I don't go out on my own anymore. I believe I already passed that stage of me going out on my own, hanging out with friends, playing PlayStations, Xbox. Maybe in the next 2-3 years, my son will make me go back to that stage, because I have to start teaching him all back how to play all these games, so for him not to feel like he's left behind. And I'm sure it'll be my responsibility.
Okay, man, that's cool, man. Okay, now I want to touch on something, yeah? You being around the punch boys, yeah? Because you play like a great role. How did that make you feel, like the responsibility in there? How these boys, how like you took over us, how you do this, like all the things you used to do, how this whole new phase of being around punchball made you who you are today?
Every time I think about punchball, I feel happy. Every time I think about it, I just get excited, because if I've achieved anything in this country, is being around all of you guys, building a friendship, not just friendship, brotherhood relationship. I always see you guys not just friends, like we're all brothers. Because the love that we share back then, it still continues. We still see each other, call each other. Sometimes we met in a gathering, and then we start bringing the old memories. It was a great task. It was very tough, because especially looking after your fellow adults is one of the hardest things. Maybe sometimes you're looking at young kids, The kids are says, oh, they'll call you maybe uncle, sir. It's easier. But when you're looking after, you're trying to guide people that you guys are all the same age. They talk to you how they feel like talking to you. They don't care. They don't worry about your hard work, if you're working hard, what you're putting in, your time. So personally, I decided to be around Punch where I sacrifice myself. I says, listen, if I have to worry about the way these boys they talk to me, that means nothing is going to go forward. So I'll just have to keep my spirits and then focus on what I'm doing and try to keep everybody happy. Because I feel like the most important thing was for me was as long as everybody is happy, I'm happy. So it was a great moment. We had fun, and I wish the new boys, the young boys, they can able to get together and have that fun. It's a difficult task for them to achieve it now because the way technology has improved, now it keeps everybody just indoors. But it was great. Punch was the greatest. It was one of my greatest achievements in this country because I believe the relationship we all build together.
Yeah,
all of us are happy with it.
So now talk to me. Just like what you said, dealing with adults the same age group, no respect, all this. But we used to give you hard time. Yeah. So mentally, how did you cope with that? Because you have stuff as well, like your own personal life, family back home depend on you, then these boys depend on you as well. So mentally, how did you manage your mental space?
Okay. The time I stopped thinking about myself, when that was 2006, when I decided to quit school and then focus on my younger one to go to school so they can at least finish high school, or maybe whoever wants to decide to go to college, I'll make sure. So from then, I give up about myself and start focusing people around me. I always think about, okay, whoever is around me, as long as that person is happy, I'm happy. I don't care about what they tell me because where I grew up, where I come from, Kanike, Hube, every day, from one problem to another, fighting, swearing at each other. So I already got used to it. So although it was painful when you work hard for other people to enjoy, or all of us to enjoy it, and then people to appreciate. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm doing it for friendship and for brotherhood. So I don't need to get upset. I'm not getting paid for it. When I get something, all of us are happy. And one thing was my family too. They were very accommodating because I remember at some point, sometimes my friend would come to the house. We make noise the whole night. They don't complain at all. They made some sacrifice as well, and I'm sure they did it because they realized that, okay, he's our younger brother or he's our family, so we can't kick his friends out because I'm sure if you kick them out, he's not gonna be happy about it. So all those things, it keeps me going stronger.
100%.
So
what's the one thing you take out of Punchbowl? That one thing that will stay with you. It's okay with all the ups and downs, with all the challenges. This is the one thing I take out of Punchbowl.
I think that one thing is love. No matter what, even anybody that all of us that grew up together, no matter, even if I have not seen that person for 10 years, I have not talked to them. The day I'll see them or we saw each other, that love comes back. We'll stand there, talk, we'll get to know how is life going, if everything is okay. So I believe all those things that sometimes we see each other, we'll sit down, talk about how life is going. I believe the only thing that can connect to that is when you love and care about someone. I think that's the only thing that can get to it. If you don't love someone or you don't care about that person, you not be bothered. Like sometimes you call me and says, oh bro, like, how are you doing? How's the family? Is everything okay? And then I'll say, yeah, we're good. And I ask about yourself, the family, which means that's part of love. And that's one thing I get from Punchbowl. It's love. And it's always with me. If someone comes into this and says, oh, maybe Rashid will say, bro, I'm in trouble. No matter what I'm doing, I'll leave it to go see and find out what's the story. So it's only love that can make that. Without love, I don't think you can get to that stage.
Yeah, 100%. So now, because we see, just like what you said, see now this, what we went through, everything, the way the bond we used to have, if you're gonna advise now this younger generation, we see the African community, this one go different way, we see the crimes now these days, what would you say, like from your experience, what would you say?
The new generation is how to advise. So my advice to kids now is first thing they have to think about is, where do I want to get to? What did I want in life? Because when you're able to understand those two things, what did I want? Where do I want to be in the future? And then that can keep you one place says, okay, let me for me to get there, I have to leave this one, I have to leave this one, I have to focus. Because now social media is very bad. Because there are some things that I post on social media and the kids will say, okay, if they do it on there, this way, if I can do it and get away with it. Back then, there was no more social media. The only time most of us goes to Facebook is to send messages. Apart of it, we don't watch videos there, we don't upload anything, just maybe pictures that we took during the day, weekend. So the only advice I can give is whatever you want to do as a teenager, you have to focus. Get a focused mindset, have a vision, and a dream where you want to be and what you want to do to become in the future. That's my only advice I can give to you.
Thank you. Wow, what a advice, man. So now let's touch quickly before we land up here.
Yeah.
Because you started a few businesses back home, yeah? You started with the hustling, yeah? So was this something in your head, you have to do something back home, you have to do business, you have to open something?
Oh, yes.
Talk to me about this business, wow, this big business mind.
Okay, just like the business mind is not from here. Because just like I told you earlier, when I was in Africa, Freetown, even in my village, I was a little boy at the age of 8 years of age. I was already fighting my way out of life. By then I used to have a cigarette box. I'm sure a lot of people understand what is a cigarette box. 8 years of age. Because I was hustling on my own. I was hustling at a tender age. Because I always says business can get me to where I want to. So I went to Freetown, continue. The first day I got disappointed was before I came to Australia, I did have a cigarette box. When I came to Australia, I leave it to my younger brother. When I get to Australia, I think within 2-3 weeks,
Everything gone.
Everything died off. And I was like, what is wrong with this thing? Me, I've been managing this cigarette box for almost over 1 year to 2 years. And now this boy, I left this thing for him to be able to sell and buy so he can survive, get lunch, and then he messed it up. When I came here, I do 3 businesses. I started 1 or 2, but it was difficult. It's difficult living here and then running a business, trying to run a business back home. It's the hardest thing.
So what make it hardest?
Because one thing, the philosophy of our people back home, they have is, they think that whatever investment you try to establish back home is for them, not for you. They think that, okay, this one that you're sending back home, that means you already have more than enough. So whatever you're sending back home is for them to enjoy, to lavish it. So that's the toughest part. Especially most of us that establish business and put in our family members to run it. The mentality is, this business, I can do whatever I feel like doing it. If I destroy the business, it's my brother. He cannot do anything to stop this.
What did you do to fix those challenges?
I did try 3 businesses. And then when all those businesses couldn't work due to family mismanagement, one day I asked myself, I says, wait a minute. These people think that this money I'm sending to them to do business, to run this business, they think that so this money I took a loan to send this money to them. So what I decided, I says, okay, I got a money. I says, since you guys are not ready to help yourself, I says, let's leave it. I says, because I was just trying for you guys to have somewhere to wake up in the morning, go there, and then make a living, work. So you guys will not go out there, start struggling to find job when there's no job, because it's very hard. I says, I wanted for you guys to be self-employed, at least work, and then if your business becomes successful, or if you guys want to benefit out of it. I said, but since you guys are not ready, let's leave it. Me, I live here. I'll get something to eat. I'll be able to look after my family. I says, the business I'm trying to establish, I'm not going to kill the dream. The only thing is, if that business is going to continue, I have to go there myself. I said, so let's forget about it. If I'm not there, no more business. If I'm there, business will work with. So after last year, I stopped. End of last year, I says, no. I says, because I've tried so much businesses. I says, well, you guys are not ready. So let's leave it. I'd rather keep my money. When I'm ready, I'll go myself and then establish the business. I'm sure if I'm there, I'll be able to do exactly what I wanted. But people back home, they don't care. You send money to them.
So how do you think, what would you say people should do to fix this problem? Because just like what you said, there's so many people want to start business back home, they don't have the connection, they don't have the idea. Just like what you said, you went through this challenge, then you find your own way to fix it. By fixing your own, you stop everything.
Yeah.
What advice can you share to someone who have the dream, they want to start what you thinking of doing before?
My advice is very simple, but just like I said before, right? If you want to establish it, because in life, whatever you want, you have to sacrifice. One thing I used to think, I was like, if I leave here, the business has not started running back home, and then get there, start from zero. It takes time for me to get to the level I want to get to, where the business can get to, and then I'll start enjoying the money I put in. That's the time I want to go back home. That's where I get involved. Before I stopped the business, I watched few videos on YouTube. I follow a few other West African that were living abroad. They make a sacrifice. Some of them have little money. They decide to take that bold step. Says, I'll go there no matter what. All the challenges that I'm going to face, let me face them. If I can pull it through, then I made it in life. And then I follow few people that were living abroad. They went back home, started something, gradually, little by little, so the business started bringing something, and then they were able, because when you're there, you're able to employ, you know who's ready to work with you, and then you understand who's not ready to work. So my advice is to anybody that wants to run a business back home, you have to sacrifice, even if it needs to go there. That's why even now, first, when I wanted to start my poultry farm, I says I needed at least 3,000 chicken to start it up. But now recently I started, says, okay, if I'm going to start it, maybe when I get there, within that 3-4 months I'm going to stay, I'll start up with at least 1,000, establish it, see how it goes. For that 3 months, I'm sure they'll get to a stage where maybe if I return back, it's just maybe 1 or 2 months, they start laying eggs. And then once the people that I employ, that I believe, I trust, because when I get there within that 3 months, I'll be able to understand who is serious, who wants to work with me, who wants me to get there, and he wants to get there where I want to get to. So I'll be able to bring those people in and trust them with the business. When I come back, I walk back, say, well, and then when I go, if the business is doing good, I'll be able to add money to the business. So my advice is, if anybody wants to establish a business back home, you have to be there. If you're not there, then you're just wasting your money.
Okay. Quickly, let me ask you this quickly. Setting up a business, what are the stuff that the criteria you have to go through with the government or so if someone wants to start a business there?
The first thing, when I went to Sierra Leone in 2016, I went there, studied the environment. Because I went to the provinces. I went to my village, went to some few villages, walk around in the city, and I realized how people struggle, especially people that import goods from overseas. How they struggle with customs, getting their goods out. You have to bribe this one. You go there. When you go there, they say, "Oh, the boss is not here," or the document is still holding up, and then you have to be giving money. When you sit down, you calculate all those money that you give them, and they feel like, "Am I making profit, or is this a good investment?" So first, you have to know the business that he wants to do, and then how profitable, and your targets. How is this business? Is he an everyday business? Because my main thought was, I want to do something that it's everyday. It's something that people demand. It's a demand for everyday. It's an everyday use, where it was focused on agriculture, like farming rice, cassava, potato, corn, goats, sheep, and chicken, because it's everyday. People eat those things every day. So that was my main focus. And then I look at it, okay, if I do a business that is just within the country, I'm not going to have much business to do with the government, because it's a business I run in the country. So basically, just have to register the business, and then if yearly the council says you have to pay tax, just pay tax. I don't have to worry about going to see an agent to clear my container or get my goods out. People will be stealing all those goods. So that's the thing I figured out. I says, for me to, because I can't do with this one that you got to pay that one. I said, I can't do with it. If for me, I said the best thing is for me to do a business that will be going here, process here, and sell here. So that's one thing I discovered. I says, I have to do a business that everything is done here, not a business that you're going from overseas. Because I remember 2019, I went to Sierra Leone with a container. It took me 1 week. You go there, they will send it there. You go there, they will send it back there. They keep sending me for the whole week, just be working around. And since that day, I says, man, me and container business, I'm done. So that return 2019, I forgot about it. Says, I can't do with this. It's just too much headache. So if you want to do a business back home, you got to sit down first. What type of business? And what's the running around about the whole business?
Wow, what a big one. So now before I let you go, quickly, being a dad.
It's amazing. It's the most amazing thing for me. And I'm happy, because one thing that hold me long for me to become a father, I always says, I don't want to have a child with the wrong woman. I don't want to have a child and then me and the woman end up not being together, going our separate ways. I believe if that's happened, we can't give the child cannot have the best comfort life when the child is raised separately. So I always keep myself. I says, if I'm going to have a child, I want to make sure it's a woman that wants to keep home. So I want to see that woman every day, see my son every day, it gives me joy. Every time I go out, I'll go. My woman says, "Oh, how you guys doing?" When I saw my son playing around, keeps me smiling, laughing. Even if I don't want to focus on my job, I want to come home and say, "Oh, I need to make more money." So it was the most amazing thing. The day my son came out, I couldn't hold him. I had to cry.
You cry, right?
Yeah.
Damn, my guy.
I was crying, and my sister had to calm me down. She says, I know you're happy, so take it easy. I was so happy. It's a good thing. The sleepless nights.
Talk to me about those because these are the things people don't tell you, yeah? They tell you, have a kid, how's the second, how did this? But those 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Talk to me.
I wish when we came home after the hospital, within that 3 months, all I wish was my mom was here. At least she can help me looking after him, because every time she called, "Oh, I can hear him crying, oh, I wish I was there, so you guys can able to rest." And one of the reasons I quit the job I used to work, the place I used to work, is because of him. Because sometimes I can't go to work because I got to stay up 2 a.m. and then that's the times normally I have to get up to go to work. So I figured out, I says, the best thing I can do is maybe I need to quit this job and do something else that will be able to keep me around the family. So it was a tough decision, and I was almost a year left for me to 10 years in my job, but I couldn't keep it, or I couldn't continue anymore. I was like, family first. But the guy that I used to work with, this boy, was like, "Oh, it's still just a year left. You can stay after 10 years and then you can get paid off." And I was like, "It's not about the money. It's about me being happy, coming here." I said, "Because sometimes I don't sleep." I said, "So it's not good for me." And then sometimes I'll leave my family there. Last time they're sleeping, and then me, I'll leave 2 a.m., 2:30. Sometimes I'll leave home. My missus is holding the baby, calling trying to force him to sleep. So it was very tough.
So quickly, yeah, maybe there's a young kid now, yeah, trying to become a dad, or a young girl. With your experience, bro, what advice will you tell a kid?
I always says, if you have a child, you cannot take care of that child. It's a sin to God, and also a sin to the child as well. I seen back then, most of our friends, they have kids. A lot of people in the community, not just friends, a lot of people in the community, they have kids that they weren't able to take care of. And it was sad. Sometimes the women have to go to Salvation Army, this help center where they can go get a voucher so they can buy nappies, baby food. It was a sad event. It was sad. And I'm not praying for any woman or anybody to go through that stage at this point in life. So if as a young boy to have a child, it's not an easy thing. The money you spend so much, and you can't deprive them because that's their entitlement. But if you're not ready and you cannot afford it, my advice is don't try it, and make sure the woman is also right. Don't just go get any woman pregnant. Make sure you get a responsible woman, a woman that you can able to connect with. You can make that decision. Or if you can't, don't do it.
See, listen.
Don't do it.
Okay. So now, before I let you go, yeah, what legacy do you want to leave
for my kids? Because it's not just. Although now I have one, and I grew up in a big family, in a big home, so I always want to have a big family. Because reason being, I'm the only child of my mom. So my mom always says, "Oh, you need to have more kids." So I always tell my business, I want 6 kids. And then she'll be like, "Oh, 6, that's too much." And I says, "Don't worry." I says, "In the future, I'll make a lot of money." I says, "The money that I'm making, I want people to enjoy this money. I don't want just maybe 2 or 3 kids. The money is too much for them to enjoy it." I says, "When I have more kids, then I'll be happy. Even if I passed away, I'll be happy that my money I left. There are a lot of people going to enjoy that money. They'll make good use of it. And I want to leave my family very happy. I want to leave a legacy that my kids, my generations, the 5th generation, that they will be proud of me wherever I am. They will be our late grandfather. All this we're enjoying now is because of him. Because I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. I always want them to live a good life. I want to give them the best of life. I want to give them a comfortable life, soft life, where they don't have to. They work, but they don't have to struggle like the way I struggle. That's the only legacy I want to leave for my family.
By God's grace. So now, before I let you go, yeah, I got a game. 3-question game is shift or keep. Yeah, it's a game. So, guys, welcome to the shift game. So the game is, I will ask you a question. If you want to keep the question, or if you want to pass the question, let's shift or keep.
Okay.
But you explain to me why.
Okay.
Why you shifting? Why you? Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the shift game. So now, first question: early days in Australia or later days in Australia? Shift or keep?
I think I'll keep it.
So which one?
Uh,
Early days or later days?
I'll choose the early days
Why?
because it makes me discover who I am, and then it was fun. Now life is not fun anymore.
Okay. Second one. Waking up in the morning or sleep the whole day?
I gotta wake up in the morning, bro. Because sleeping, sometimes I feel sick. If I sleep, for me, I think the highest hours I can sleep for a day, maybe 5 hours.
Wow.
If I sleep beyond 5 hours, I feel sick. My body feels sore. I feel like I'm sick. One day, my missus was not home. She was like, "Oh, we're going for a weekend to your brother's house." I was like, "Okay." So, and I told her, I said, "I'm going to go walk." From Friday, I was just home sleeping. But after one day, the next day, I feel sick. My whole body was feeling so everywhere. I was like, I should have gone to work. This one, staying at home sleeping, it's just too boring. So I already get used to it, waking up every morning, going to work, because I have a reason to wake up.
So last one. Spending 1 week in Freetown or spending 1 week in Australia?
If I'm going to spend 1 week in Freetown, that means maybe I have to have with my family. Okay, for business-wise, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
For business-wise. Because, me always says, if I have to travel to see everyone, it has to be profitable.
Okay. Right, guys? That's the shift game.
Thank you.
So before I let you go, talk to me quickly. What Beyond the Shift means to you with your experience growing up, hustling, bunch ball, everything you've been through, new job, business, right, free businesses.
Yeah.
So what Beyond the Shift means to you?
It's great because this is a place that you can be able to express yourself, and then whether the good time and then the bad time, then you reflect about all what happened in your life, and then you're able to come back and then process your next stage of life. And you're doing good. I remember when you started and when you told me first, I says, even if you have one follower, keep going. I says, that's how it goes. From one, keep moving from one step to another, And I'm sure now you're in a different direction. You have people connected to you, people that you try so much to connect with. Now they're the one that are trying to get to you. That's one thing about life. We'll keep it's a cycle. That's why I always say Australia, the money that we work in this country, it moves. It doesn't stay at one places. And that's the same thing about life. Life is a cycle. We all move from one step to another. It's just like a young baby. He's born today, and then before you know it, start creeping from there, walking, all those things. So it's a stage. And that's all Beyond the Shift is all about. It's from one stage to another.
Thanks, bro. Thank you too, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for accepting the invitation. We're here. Now we know where the name comes from. Well, on behalf of the boys, I want to say thank you for looking after us. I know we'll give you a hard time, but this guy will be sitting next to you, then we send you text message. Hey boys, we have soccer training.
I remember one of the boys says, I'm going to come to your house and look at you and delete the message.
It was a good one, man, having you here.
Oh, trust me.
Man, I hope everything goes successful for you, business-wise, family-wise, yeah? Keep pushing, man.
Thank you, bro.
Man, this is all about this show, man. This show is what we do. Man, just like what you said, talk about the places we've come from to where we are now.
Yeah.
So to see the other side of us. Now guys, as we all had the brother, he opened up to us. So like I always say, there's lights at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up in life. Keep pushing.
That is it.
No matter what. So subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'm Eric. This is Beyond the Shift. Real people, real shift. Stay tuned. There's something good coming up. Until next time, I'm Eric. Bye. Cheers.